4, 3. Hey, everybody get on out of that student union, climb across the quad. Salem University is now open. Let's get into the lecture hall. It is days for Dummies. Class is in session because the professor is here.
Hey, yes, I am.
Hi. Hey, everybody, it's me, Matt.
It's me, Kat.
And it's me, Angela, with Matt and Kat.
Look at us. It's the three of us back together again. I almost want to sing.
Got the band back
Come
together,
on, get
yes.
happy.
What's the theme for Three's Company?
Come on, knock on my door.
There you go.
Knock on the door.
We've been waiting for you.
We've been waiting for you.
And then something happens and Jack Tripper falls over the couch. 3 is companies too. Brand new moderator Jeannie is here with us. Hello, Jeannie.
Hey, Jeannie.
Hey, Jeannie.
Hey.
Hey, Jeannie, did you send your address to Matt?
No. Not
Do
that I
it,
saw,
girl, do it.
10thfloorgh@gmail.com. Send it along. We're going to give you a gift, Jeannie. And Rochelle is here. Rochelle, the students are climbing in, Professor Angela.
Darn. It's a Sunday. They were partying hard last night.
They have their laptops, their legal pads, whatever it is they use to take notes with. I'm still old school. I still use a pen and paper.
Mm-hmm.
I was never able to type my notes, ever.
But I don't think it works as well. To me, if using a pen to paper will connect with, especially if you're my generation,
Right.
it will stick in your brain harder than typing it. Just writing it, for me, huge difference on how much I retain if I write it down opposed to typing it.
I don't know anything about that. I bet Tate and Holly type all their notes.
I bet they do.
Well, I mean, not that they're taking notes right now, because Tate and Holly are hiding away in a cabin.
So silly.
So this is proof. Oh, by the way, Jeannie says we missed you, Angela.
Oh, thank you. I missed you guys too. Life was lifing and
Life does have a
hopefully-
tendency to do that to you, doesn't it?
boy, it does.
Yeah, it does.
But then it calms down and she's back.
Yes.
Yes, I am.
Rochelle finally caught up on all the days, so she's going to join the chat with us today. Well, thank you for joining us, Rochelle. We're happy to have you.
Yes.
Watched all the days of our lives this week too. I want to jump straight into this cabin, this nonsense, these crazy kids, y'all. Holly and Tate, all right, hiding away from
Just happy
everybody.
they're not hiding out in a crypt, okay?
I guess that's better than a crypt, yeah. So, I mean,
That would be way too Romeo and Juliet
it's
for
like
me.
a Demira cabin, a Kyriakis cabin. It's somebody's cabin.
It's the
Isn't it the
Horton cabin.
Horton cabin?
Cabin. Look at that.
It's the same cabin that Chanel and Johnny were in
Got it.
6 weeks ago or so.
Got it.
You know?
Hopefully it's not radioactive.
And
Oh.
thankfully the snow has melted some.
Oh, I was gonna say, if it is radioactive and, Tate and Holly still have a chance for that Hulk baby.
Yeah.
I want a Hulk baby on sale in Salem so badly. I want it. I need it. I must have it. So Ron Cavalardi, I know that you're not writing anymore, but I need you to call Paula and Jean.
Till April, so
I actually wanted to get the read.
Well into 2025.
I wanted to get the read on that, okay? Because Days of Our Lives announced this, this writer's change. But Days also typically lets news known when it's relevant, not necessarily when it happened. So is it entirely possible that we might be seeing the new head writers' names in the credits sooner than people are thinking?
no, they said that Ron's stuff will air until April. However, it has been a couple weeks.
Okay, so it wasn't as
So
of...
it didn't happen. They didn't announce it the day it happened.
See, that's
The
what
new
I
writers
thought.
have been, it has been a couple weeks, and more than likely they're like, we're probably not going to be able to keep Ron quiet much longer because we have no more leverage over him.
I did wonder why everything that he was posting was about him vacationing in the Hamptons for like the last month. I understand that he's a rich guy and doesn't have to come to LA, and most people who write for Days don't. But it did seem kind of interesting that he seemed very unfocused on work. So I guess that explains that.
Because
True.
he's been unemployed.
Although he also posted that stuff a lot when he was employed as well. However, he still usually posts a lot of Days content as well,
Mhm.
From the swank.
Right.
I'm not surprised because things are always moving and shaking. But God, the Days of Our Lives, though, I thought it seems like every time the dust settles a little bit,
Something else
Yeah.
happens.
something happens over there at the Days.
I don't necessarily know that it was a big conspiracy or any issues, but he's been there a long time.
7 years. That's a long time to be the head writer
It
of a
is.
show. That's
And-
7 whole.
and- Yeah, I think that they should rotate out much more often than that.
And it's
I think 5 years tops, and they should rotate them.
it's producing more story too than somebody who ran a television, like a primetime show for 7 years.
Exactly.
So that's a lot
you
of
just-
story that man had to
Yeah,
create.
they just get tapped out. They
true.
go back to the same well. And I mean, I like Ron. I thought Ron was perfect for Days because of the campiness.
Yeah.
I kind of wish they had kept him on in another capacity, but he might not have wanted to. But traditionally soaps did that a lot. They would, throw them back into the churner, and they'd have another role on that soap or
Yeah.
a different.
Well, Matthew has stated many times, I've heard him say this many times, that a team comes in and they're got really good stuff for about 3 years, 3 to 4 years, and then they start running out of steam and start running out of ideas, and things start to get stale and kind of rehashed.
Especially on a soap opera, because there's just so much content they have to put out.
much.
Absolutely. And I don't know much about the new writers, but I'm not going to lie. I'm thrilled that they're both women, and I'm thrilled that the executive producer is a woman. I think that women should head soaps. I do.
That's something that you've said before in the podcast. In 2024,
Goes down on that one.
in 2024, we have now 3 female head writers for 2 of the soaps that are out there. So that's awesome.
And 1 female executive producer. But you know what? I think those tides will turn. I don't think Frank's going anywhere on GH, but I do think we might be seeing the back of Josh Griffith soon, because he's been at Young and the Restless for a long time. And he's doing double duty because he is head writer, executive producer. He's actually doing triple duty because he also fired breakdown writers.
Okay.
How long did Ron hold that job at GH?
I don't know.
It was a while, wasn't it? And
It was. And I've heard people calling for him to come back to GH.
We'll see
I would
what
be
the future
very,
holds.
very surprised if that ever happened, much less now. I mean, Maurice Bernard produced a video.
Did not like Ron at all.
Did not. The day it was announced that Ron was fired, Maurice put out a video of him dancing in celebration. So
unless Sonny needs to be written off into the sunset.
exactly, then be like, yeah, we're calling Ron for that one. But he also, I think that, I would imagine that he probably has some ill will towards Frank as well for allowing it.
Well, hey.
I remember when at GH's 60th anniversary, Ron posted something, a congratulations to them on their 60th. He said, even though there are apologies I'm owed that I'm sure I'm never going to get.
So a little
that's not a compliment
stressed.
at all either. That's a backhanded.
Well,
Right.
The new Young and the Restless executive producer, Ron Cavalardi, congratulations on your promotion.
Right? Oh my God. I can't even imagine. Oh, wow. That would shake up. I personally think he should go to Bold. I think they could do with his
I don't know.
2012 to 2015. He was a head writer at GH.
Is that all?
Okay, so yeah.
Oh, it wasn't
Rochelle
as long as
confirms,
I
yeah.
thought.
Rochelle said the same thing, about 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I wonder if he
I
shows
think
up
he'd
on
do.
the gates, says Jeannie.
Yeah, I don't
doubt
know
it.
that he'd go to the gates because he wouldn't have any.
It's
He wouldn't.
possible that maybe he's just retiring. Maybe he's just done.
He's pretty young.
Well, then maybe he'll write for another show. I don't know.
I would love to see him. I think that Bold and the Beautiful could use him.
We don't cover that CBS stuff on this channel, Angela.
I understand. I'm just saying.
Simply
I think
because I don't have time in my week to watch it.
It would be culture shock for Young and the Restless. I think that'd be too much. Their audience already is the oldest demographic. I'm not sure that.
Are they really?
Yeah.
That's why they do
Young
so
and the
well.
Restless that's the Young and the Restless has the oldest audience.
That's why they do so
Days of
well.
Our Lives
They're all retirees that aren't doing anything at 1 p.m. All of their grandchildren are adults, and so they don't even have that. So they got Victor Newman,
They have Victor Newman.
They got Victor Newman, and they can follow him on social media as well. Eric Braden.
Yes.
Speaking of Erics, there's an Eric on Days of Our Lives.
There sure is.
And all of his dreams are in the middle of coming true.
Amazing.
From the moment I heard you were pregnant, Nicole, I wished it was my baby. God has given me a priceless gift. Those are not direct quotes, nor is it a very good impression of Eric. But the sentiment is there. The sentiment is there.
Yes.
They name dropped Sloan this week, and my mouth dropped open because I had forgotten about her entirely.
That was quick. Jeez.
It's like, oh, EJ's no better than Sloan. And I'm like, oh, yeah. There was a Sloan in this.
Well, I have to agree with her on that point, actually.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, Jeannie still has trouble watching Young and the Restless. She's hoping to be able to soon. Will you have our encouragement from the 10th floor, Jeannie? I hope that you find the time to be able to include Young and the Restless in your life. All right, you got to keep up with what old Patrick from GH is up to. As
he's Billy now. He's Billy now.
Mm-hmm.
Billy now. Yes.
Right. So yeah. Anyway. Eric and Nicole. Oh, what a love fest between Eric and Nicole this week. Eric Cole fans rejoice.
They were about to smooch. They got interrupted.
Like rejoice, Eric Cole fans. For now.
Yes, but it's a bittersweet symphony. Because they know what's coming.
Because they're being played off the stage.
Yeah. But, honestly, this was the best case scenario. I was worried that they were going to do it with, them reuniting off screen, which really would have sucked. But I'm glad that they're not doing that.
Well, I mean, they still have obstacles in the way because I guess early next week, EJ's going to be like, I'm going to tell Holly about every evil thing you've done, Eric.
It won't matter.
Does Holly know you killed her father?
I did it out of self-defense, EJ.
No, he was drunk driving.
I did it because I was drunk, but I put the bottle down immediately afterward, EJ. Does Holly know?
I think that's going to be how they explain Holly not going with them.
Yeah. Does Holly know? Does Holly know why you took such an interest in her life growing up?
Yeah,
that is a pretty good. You do a pretty good EJ there.
Oh well, thank you so much. It's about keeping your mouth and throat open. It's a very airy.
Where's Holly going to go if her mom's not there? She's still a Maggie.
Yeah, I mean Maggie's the obvious choice. Maybe she could, somehow convince Teresa that she needs to live with her.
Tate.
With Tate.
No, I'm pretty sure she'll go to Grandma Maggie.
Maybe Julie needs something to do, and she'll be like, Julie, help me. You're Horton. You've been on since day one, Julie. I saw the security footage of you stealing a stole.
Was there security footage back then?
They didn't have security cameras in 1965. Don't you dare bring up my trauma.
Even if they did, they did have security cameras, but the film has long since degraded.
And then she suffocates Holly with donuts. And takes her to Meliswin. Oh, Angela, we learned about Meliswin on Thursday. Oh, the exact copy of Salem on some tropical island somewhere put together by Andre Demira, where people were fake murdered by Marlena? ? We still haven't figured that out.
And they all showed up on the island alive. Yeah,
yes.
That was This is why when somebody dies on Days of Our Lives, unless we know the actor has,
Excuse me.
shaking loose the mortal coil. We're like,
Yeah, they're just
but
on
did they
Meliswin.
die?
They're on Meliswin. Hey,
Yeah.
Queen of the South, welcome. Welcome.
Yeah, so Eric, it looks
Sorry.
like Eric and Nicole are going to reunite and sail off into the sunset
Sail off into the
in
sunset.
about 2 weeks, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Is that the time frame? Is it 2 more weeks before they're done?
Well, the
I
29th.
think she said the 29th.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
like, that's not even 2 weeks,
All right,
8 days.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
then yes, then this is going to drive a wedge between Holly and the family, keeping her in Salem. I think that's an accurate prediction. So A+ gold star on that one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the one who gives out the A+ and the gold stars.
Okay,
I'm the
sorry.
professor.
Plus, she also cannot spend a single moment of her time without Tate. She cannot handle. He can't even go to lacrosse camp for 6 weeks.
Right.
You know, like he can't even
Has
leave
to
this
send
cabin.
Oh my God. And what's really funny is that it's so realistic with how dramatic teenagers are.
I was
It
just
That's the
thinking
thing,
that.
is that they're really nailing this thing.
I was
thought
thinking.
the same
Teenagers
thing.
are.
I thought the same thing. They are, the high drama, the angst.
Oh my
teenage
God.
love. It is
Right?
so on point. It is so on point.
It really
It really
is.
is.
It makes
But
me
Daddy, I
me
love
laugh.
him. Yeah.
Yes, it
Daddy,
makes
I
me
love
laugh
him.
so much, especially since I remember. I don't remember a lot about my childhood thoughts, but I do remember the pressure of if somebody were to no longer attend this school. They could still live in the city. They could live 6 blocks away. I could see them on the weekends, the afternoons, the evenings. It wouldn't matter. But if they no longer go to this school, the friendship is over. I'm never going to see this person again.
I was a military brat.
Well, and sure, Matt, and that holds true to work too. As an adult, you can have like a super close work friend that you've confided in everything. They know all your shit. And they move on and they leave the company, and 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, you don't ever speak to them again.
So just
and they know your soul.
You're used to that as an adult, but as a teenager, you're terrified.
As a teenager, I lived on a military base, and our friends would move far, far away, and this was the days where long distance calling was a thing.
Yeah. And long
you had to pay for that long distance charges.
Yes.
And your parents would be like, write them a letter, and you would.
Mm-hmm.
And it would take a week.
Beg to be able to call your friend.
Yes. Back in the pen pal days.
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine sending something and not having it immediately arrive to them?
I know.
I'm annoyed when I'm talking to somebody back and forth in text and they stop texting me back. And I'm like, we were just talking. What are you doing?
I know that phone is still in your hand.
You're doing something. I know.
And when it's one of your kids, you just want to reach through and whoop them.
Well, I don't have kids, so I don't know about that.
Because I got kids.
My kids actually get more annoyed with me than I do with them. It's like, I texted you. Did you see my text? Like, did I reply to your text? Yeah.
Jeannie lives in the same town as Camp Pendleton.
Oh, God. Oceanside, California.
Hey.
We were stationed. We spent most of my formative years. We were 4th through 12th grade. We didn't, or 4th through, high school. We were at Edwards Air Force Base in California. But my uncle was a Marine at Camp Pendleton. And for a while there during my high school years, and I used to go down junior high school. I used to go down during the spring break and summer, and God, I loved Oceanside. Loved
it.
it.
Bi-coastal life explains everything that you ever wanted to know about Angela.
Yeah. The duality of man, the California and the Boston.
Yes. She's got the soft streak of a Californian, but she'll punch you.
I will.
Yeah. Speaking of punching, it wasn't quite a punch, but Marlena, boy, oh boy, does Marlena, she's just like, I am 76 years old. If I want to come over to this house and slap you, then I am. This was why I came over, by the way, EJ, was to hit you.
I gotta say, Deidre Hall does the best horrible soap slaps ever. Like those classic, really, really bad, but you just love them because they're the classic one. Oh God, I rewound that a couple of times because it was just,
slap, right?
it's just so bad and
then-
just so good because it's so bad.
And
It's
well,
the John Black of slaps.
the second time they showed it was better. The angle, it was a different camera. The angle was better. The slap was better the next day after they recapped it a little bit. It was better. But yeah, I liked it. I liked it because I thought, of course, being a newer viewer, I had to think about it. Okay, why would she be so pissed? Okay, she would be so pissed because Sammy's her daughter,
Eric
Johnny's
is
her
her son.
grandson. So yeah, she's very involved with EJ. She knows a lot about EJ. She has to.
Well, yeah, Eric is her son.
Yeah.
Because Eric and Sammy are twins.
So she had a
There
reason
you
to do that.
Jude's her grandbaby.
And of course, this is always what Mama Cat says after a little violence.
Hit him
Hit
again.
him again.
Hit him again.
He
Hit him
had
again,
it
Marlena.
coming. He had it coming.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
EJ does really only have himself to blame. But if you'd have been there, you'd have seen it, and you would have done the same.
Mhm.
Just to finish that
Love
off.
it. You did that real well.
Hey, thanks.
Matt just couldn't let
I had to finish it.
that first thing. Yeah, he had to. Yeah,
There's no.
I
the bridge.
respect it. I do.
You can't stop in the middle of the bridge. You fall off. Okay, it just feels unnatural. So Marlena slaps the hell out of EJ and tells him off, and she just gives him a piece of her well-developed, bright, psychological mind. And to Marlena's credit, Professor Angela and my loving mother, she broke him down. Like by the end of that scene, he was like, "I'm so sorry for doing the evil things." Like the power of Marlena is unparalleled.
Well,
kill you and
let's
strip you down.
let's hold up there. Beverett, we can't forget Beverett when talking about the power of Marlena.
It's true. It's true.
But she's still the queen. She's allowed a couple of missteps, but yeah.
But yeah, by the end of the thing, it's just like explain, just letting his heart out to Marlena by the end of that thing, and I love it. I love it. I love the power of Marlena. I love how they were just like, okay, well, we needed an emotional breakdown for one of the characters. Deidre, we need you in hair.
Yes,
it's good. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. And then Leo still wants to watch. I guess he needs a RuPaul's Drag Race friend. And so
he wants a viewing buddy, doesn't he?
He needs a viewing buddy. What he needs is a friend. He doesn't have like Sloan left, who's paying him, and Dimitri, who sent him a Dear Leo letter. Like who does Leo have? I mean, he barely gets along with Chad.
And he's starting to grow some kind of remorse of some degree.
It's because I accused Greg Rickard of playing a character who had no heart, and he was offended. So I think that he went to the producers and said, "Hey, Matt from Days for Dummies."
Leo has all kinds of heart, and I doubt that that's what he did. But
Well, thanks for diminishing my importance, Angela.
that's what I'm here for. I got to
It was at the red carpet. Go watch that interview, folks. It's on the YouTube channel. But at the red carpet, I said, "Hey, as it turns out, Leo's got a heart." And he was like, "What do you mean? Leo's always had a heart," is what he said. Something along the lines.
He has a broken heart. It was broken. He has a broken heart because his mother just annihilated his heart when he was a child.
Yeah, it's really sad. It's got a big void. Hey, Queen of the South. I said that already, right? Anyway.
Yeah. Well, you guys were introduced to his horrendous mother.
We
were. Oh my gosh. There was actually we had some fun chatter about that because we don't know the original version of what was her name, Diane or something.
It was Jeannie Francis.
Well, it was originally Jeannie Francis who played the character, and it was a completely different take and iteration on the character. And now she's nuts and in the loony bin and is just an evil, terrible person.
Isn't she in Statesville?
Yeah, whatever. She's in jail.
Jail, whatever. She's somewhere.
Yeah, she's in prison.
She's somewhere bad for bad people.
Yes.
And yeah, so we don't know anything about the original version of this character, so we don't care, and we love the current version. So I mean,
I
that's
thought
pretty
it was
much how
cool
it turned
that
out.
they used the same actress from his mom from Young and the Restless.
And that's neat.
Yeah,
too.
she's been his mom on Days for a while. Yeah, I think that's interesting.
And the conjure, even though she's not a good person on Young and the Restless either, but she, they stripped her down and made her look Statesville ugly.
Strip, no makeup.
But in Young and the Restless, she's always glammed up.
Glammed up. Well, on Young and the Restless, she's not evil like Diane is.
Right.
She's like a narcissist, her children are the reflection of her kind of thing.
And they owe her everything.
Yes. Yeah.
Young and the Restless.
And they, pat her on the head and, get the occasional barb in and it's fine. That's
Mom.
Yeah. But yeah.
Rochelle says, I love the relationship of Leo and Marlena. It's very funny, and you can see Deidre Hall is having fun playing with Greg.
Yes.
I think it's impossible to not have fun playing scenes with Greg Rickard. I mean, it just seems like a joy to be around to record a scene with. I also like at the wedding, too. He mentioned the fact that Teresa reminded him of Gwen. And I love that. Was funny. I love that nonsense. I do.
And how much he misses her, too, his best friend, Gwenny. He misses her.
Yeah, well, maybe getting her back.
He might.
I don't know, she might have to get run out of town at this point, right?
Looks like Teresa's goose might be cooked next week.
Unless she runs right into Brady's arms and he's like, I forgive you.
Brady's not real forgiving. He's much like Father Eric.
And he's about to fall off the wagon as well.
Well, Brady's our cover guy for today's episode, staring at the bottle in the glass, trying to make a decision as to whether or not he's going to ruin his sobriety because Teresa is getting married.
But there's lots of characters that we saw this past week, too, that Matt and I are familiar with.
So it's great that Professor Angela is with us because we got ourselves an Andrew. We got ourselves.
Well, you guys have seen Andrew before. That's Teresa's brother.
Yeah, once.
And Shane and Kayla's son, and he works at the
somewhere.
Is it the ISS? No.
The International Space Station.
No.
He's an astronaut. No, he works for their WSB.
It's their WSB. I just can't remember what it's called.
ISA.
So yes, ISA. There it is. Yeah.
So you're so he's a secret
agent. Parents are Kayla and Sean.
Shane.
And that is and of course
that's Teresa's parents as well. Yes.
But
Shane is the one that
Shane's mom.
No, not Kayla, Kimberly. Sorry, not Kayla. They're sisters. They're blonde. It's early. I had the kids late last night.
Laura.
They're here. They slept over. Kimberly and Shane. Sorry.
Okay, so they are
children.
Yes.
I'm Shane Donovan, and I'm your father.
And Shane is Charles Shaughnessy.
Yes. And
you guys haven't seen Kimberly yet, but you probably will.
I don't know. Is she going to show up for the Bill Hayes funeral? There's a lot of people coming for that.
I don't know. I don't know if she would have for that or not.
Roman was very happy to see Andrew.
Who was?
Roman?
Yes. Well, it's his nephew.
Yeah.
Because Kimberly is a Brady. Kayla and Roman and Bo's sister.
Let me tell you, these families are expansive.
All right.
So on Thursday we watched the first episode of Days of Our Lives. Check that out, folks. Check it out on a Skinny Dip. And we learned already there was 2 parental Hortons. There were 5 Horton children. 2 of them were married off. One of them had a kid already. Like, the Hortons were massive to start.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can see that shoplifter Julie.
Mm-hmm. Got to find out what happened to her. I mean, she was not on a path to success, let me tell you. She might have wound up old and alone with no family, far flung away from Salem. You know, we just don't know. We got to keep watching Days of Our Lives.
I know this wasn't this past week and it was the week before, but did you guys ugly cry at Bill Hayes's?
No, I thought it was poignant and I really, really loved it.
It was beautiful.
It's lovely, but since I don't have that,
since you're not as bonded to the characters,
character, so even though I thought it was lovely, I'm not going to have the same kind of response that someone like you would.
Yeah, I ugly cried. It was
emotional. I felt feelings, but no, there was no ugly cry. Like my
perfect being his last scene.
Yeah, and then it was perfect.
I thought it was perfect being his last scene.
Yes.
And somebody in chat said that I don't know if you can confirm this, but that Susan Seaforth went back and reworked some of the content of that scene, knowing that Doug His health
Yeah.
was not the best.
Yeah, they she said they knew it was going to be his last ones, and nobody knew he was blind.
Really?
He's been blind for a while now. Yeah.
Wow.
And they hadn't let that out. Yeah. Yeah, she said that they gave them a lot of latitude and let her.
Well, I love
And
that.
now I'm going to rewatch the scene and see if I can see anything that indicates that he doesn't have vision.
Okay. It's supposedly it's been like a year now that he has been.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or that he had been, obviously.
Yeah. Wasn't obvious.
No, I mean, you know, and
the
then also
ability to act as if he could still see.
Well, then there's also the time frame too of the recording of days and the actual reality. So, you know, the year is what, a year of filming, a year of life. I couldn't say. But yeah. So I mean, it's great for Susan Seaforth Hayes to have had that latitude, not only in this scene, but as I also understand, she's had a heavy part in the funeral story that they're going to be throwing as well. And for somebody who's dedicated so much of her life to the show, so much of her life to playing Julie, and then having her life and Days of Our Lives blend in such a way that it did, this is the ultimate catharsis that I can think of for somebody who is going through this. And what I don't have time for is commentary that she's going through too much, or the show is pushing her in directions she doesn't want to be during the sensitive time, because it just doesn't seem to be the case.
It's absolutely not the case.
I wouldn't think so.
It's absolutely not the case. And I mean, and she said that they knew that the time was coming. You know, it wasn't, you know, a shocking thing. They didn't know. I mean, obviously, she had been married, been with the man for so long. He was her life. You know, it's gonna be a devastation and a hole in, your soul and everything. But it was something, and she's an actor.
Oh yeah, you got to do the job. That's why Steve Burton put his feet in the pool.
And that's all. It also probably, in a lot of ways too, could have brought her comfort.
Oh yeah.
Doing the thing that they had done together for so long. Being surrounded. I mean, she's worked with so many of those people. She's worked with, Deidre Hall. These are family.
Yeah. And they all those folks that she's been around all these years. They've had. It's not like they just heard about her husband, because he's been
exactly.
Well.
Yeah. Exactly. You know what I mean? So it's like being in the, bosom of your family.
Yeah. Oh, that's such a great perspective. That is.
No, I would think that she would want to be there as much as she could, because that was part of her and Bill's life.
Exactly.
On that show together. I would think that he would never encourage her to leave the craft. He would never do that. He'd say, "Go be Julie
forever."
Right.
Oh my gosh. So, I have to correct some information that we misgave several weeks ago. I couldn't even tell you what week it was, but it was about Connie, because the original information that I had come across and believed was the case was that she was a fan who won some sort of contest for a walk-on bit.
Oh yeah, no.
But as it turns out, as shown a spotlight on by Cherie Jimenez, I think her name is, that plays Gabby. She shone a spotlight on it on Twitter, and made sure that everybody knew that the actress playing Connie is not just some random person off the street. She's a 15-year acting veteran who has worked very hard to get to the level that she's at in the role that she's playing. So
we've seen her on the show for a while.
Well, we saw her on a date with,
like Soap Opera Digest and stuff had highlighted her.
Hey, I don't read Soap Opera Digest.
Not on the regular. I do occasionally, but not on the regular, no.
But yeah, so there was a little bit of confused information out there. So I just wanted to send out that correction, just to be fair to the actress playing Connie, that she's a pro. I think that Connie is weird and interesting. I don't foresee, a year-long arc with her, but she's certainly serving a role right now. and that is the wackadoodle, uncontrolled, villainous, murdering arm of Bobrit.
Well, I mean, it's actually kind of interesting because we have seen her before, and the audience is familiar with her because of the stories that they have written about the actress and stuff like that, and how she came about being on the show and stuff. And we've seen her pop up over the past couple of years in different random little roles, but not like a background player. She was, like an under
She had
five or a
lines.
purring kind of thing. Yes.
Yeah. What I remember is her on a date with Lee.
Yes. And that wasn't her first either, but yes, she was on the date with Lee as well. And so I think that it's interesting because it's not like, we have this murder mystery, but it's not just some person absolutely no one knows.
It's not Officer Goldman.
It's not like a beloved cast member. It's not Marlena killing everybody off again and sending them to the island, but it's not just some...
It's not Officer Goldman.
Yeah. And there's, the whole Lee thing, it kind of laid the groundwork for it with him.
I liked Ghost Lee. I enjoyed seeing Ghost Lee and Flashback Lee. Remington Hoffman, welcome back.
I really hope that he's, that he was not as much Ghost Lee as her Vision Lee, and he can actually come back and not be dead. He's being kept alive on the Princess Gina supper.
They did say last week, Connie said that he still had a light pulse. He still had a minor heartbeat when Gil came in. So Dr. Rolf's pumped him full of Dr. David Hayward resurrection juice in the submarine. Is what happened. That's my theory. That's what I'm sticking to. That's been my theory for however long it's been, 8 months or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Laura. Hi.
He's just her vision and not, yeah.
Gosh.
What do you think? So, Angela, we haven't talked to you in the last couple of weeks. So, what do you think about Bobby and Everett? Bobrit.
I'm honestly disappointed that they had him fool Marlena.
Yeah.
I am. I'm a little bit disappointed in that.
Well, maybe she's not really fooled.
But I mean, the actor's really good.
Well, now that they figured out what Bobrit is all about and what he's doing, what the story is, and they seem to have filled Blake Barris in on it, he is able to connect it all together in ways
the whole scene, the segue from the scene with Stephanie.
Mm-hmm.
After she left, and he's like, "All right, done with that." Yeah, it was just that was.
Bobby needs to stick around. Okay, I hope Everett gets when they solve the problem, as it turns out, Bobby was the actual.
Let Bobby be the actual guy, right?
They accidentally got rid of Everett. Yeah, Marlena hypnotizes the wrong personality out of his brain.
That would be funny.
Can't win them all.
Marlena has finally messed up.
And then they start questioning her capabilities, and now she has to go up to the hypnosis review board, to see if
lose her license.
Her hypnotic license is.
You may never hypnotize anyone ever.
And then she has to defend herself by hypnotizing this fake Abigail, or real Abigail, or whoever it is, to prove that she actually is the real Abigail, who is convinced that she isn't the real Abigail. We're going to get some weird, like, Dixie Sister type of thing going on.
Well, they're starting to wrap up some storylines on Days of Our Lives, so they got to come up with a new cuckoo's nest.
They sure do.
And everything's cuckoo there,
They sure do. Hey, I don't think we got much of Ava and all them this week. I don't think we got any of them this week, actually. I didn't write down a single thing. Well, I mean, Gabby had a conversation. Gabby was on this week for a minute, but like no Stefan, no Ava.
No,
not that I can recall.
Not much.
We saw Rafe get stabbed.
We did see Rafe get stabbed. Now I don't.
Poor bastard. Should have his own memorial wing.
But I was a little surprised by this. I was a little bit surprised by this. It seems that they're making Jada kind of like Bobby still, and kind of dig him a little bit. Why? She should.
Tension. I don't know.
Because it's soap opera.
Yeah, I'm not sure I really picked up. I don't know. Oh gosh, I guess, huh? Now that I'm kind of thinking about it.
Yeah, she digs him a little bit.
I don't know. Maybe there's just something about a bad boy, you know?
Maybe.
There's just something about, because Rafe is all about like love, romance, living together and doing right. But Bobby.
Yeah, he's a little
Bobby's
dangerous.
dangerous.
And unpredictable.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would stick with that Rafe fool because he looked pretty good.
Well, he's also comatose, so maybe there just won't be a Rafe
Yeah, you
to
know.
go to. Poor Rafe. So Rafe gets stabbed by Connie because Connie just can't resist stabbing people, even to the point where Bobby's like, you're dumb. Oh my God, you're so stupid. Why did I pick working with you?
I do love her telling Gabby that she'll never stab her in the back, though.
Yeah. Well, that's her thing. That's her thing.
That's her thing.
It's the same MO, you dummy. So she stabs Rafe in the back. Poor guy. He crashes. They have to do some sort of surgery, and then he has a pulmonary embolism. Everybody,
Yes.
and that's no good. Like the really the best thing to happen to you if you have a pulmonary embolism is that you were already in the hospital.
That's what saved my husband.
Right. So
He was already there.
Congratulations to Rafe. And then now he's got to have to, get blood clots and all that kind of stuff checked out. Maybe change his diet a little bit. Get a little, maybe on the treadmill a little more often to prevent something like this from happening again.
He's going to have to be on blood thinners because of this. And then he's not going to be able to be active duty. He's going to have to be behind a desk because if he gets stabbed again or something happens to him, he'll bleed out because of the blood thinners.
Oh my gosh. And since Days of Our Lives is the closest to reality of all of the soap operas out there, that's definitely what the future of the story is going to be. Rafe is on blood thinners and now he has to take a real desk job. I don't know what bigger of a desk job you could have.
Which makes him even more boring for Jada.
Well, I don't know. Bobby, he's just so exciting. I don't know what bigger of a desk job you could have than chief of police, but Rafe is going to have it.
They're always understaffed, so he can't just stay there.
This is what I wanted. This is the stabbing scene. This is what I wanted to see. We didn't get to see this. I wanted to see Connie actually stab him. And then I wanted them to pan back. And I wanted her to lift her leg and kick him in the ass and kick him in the grave.
Right? And then
that'd been funny.
Because later on, Paulina was on the phone, right? This week, she was like, we need to fill that hole. It's dangerous, right? And I'm like, oh, we're going to bury Rafe. Rafe is going to get, and no, he's not buried. Like, oh, you missed your opportunity, Days.
It would have been funny. It'd been comedy right there.
Paula and Jeannie, I know you're listening. And this is the writer, Jeannie. I'm going to have to call her Marie. Paula and Marie, I know you're listening, okay? If you need some goofy-ass consultation, all right? I'm talking trying to find a bomb on the Valentine's Day scavenger hunt type of goofy consultation. Reach out to us here on the 10th floor, 10thfloorgh@gmail.com. We'll get right back to you. I did speak to the Days of Our Lives publicity people trying to get the gears in motion for Day of Days, so I'll let you know how that goes. We did find out when it is and all that. Yes, I had to name drop Angela twice to get them to reply, but they did. They replied upon the second Angela name drop. So, so we'll let you know if and when we get selected for that. And I guess it's like November 1st or 2nd or really early on in November, right?
You said you told me 2nd.
Yeah, let me see here.
That means that Dad and I get to drive to LA on our wedding anniversary first.
Yes, so Saturday, November 2nd. So we'll see. We'll see. Well, I mean, we'll see if we get to do it or not. That heavily.
Well, Matt, I want to go even if we're not impressed. I just want to go regardless.
Oh, okay. Well, then come on and hang out.
Let's
go.
We'll
do that. Yeah, we'll go.
Let's go, whether we're in the press room or not.
We're going to go. It's a free event anyway.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do that then.
If we run into somebody, I'll say, go get us one of those press passes, buddy.
Yeah. All right, great. We'll get Remington, you're here. Oh, great. We're best friends, right, Remington Hoffman? We're on a first name basis. I call you Remington.
Hopefully, we'll get a press pass.
So we'll see. We'll let you all know if and when that happens. Lara says that it's Days it's possible when it comes to the Marlena gets her hypnosis license taken away from her.
Yeah.
And eliminates the wrong personality. It's Days. It's possible. What'd you think of
Dad and
Xander's
I will be driving on our 44th anniversary.
having a good time listening to just classic jams on the radio going down Highway 5?
Yep, pretty much.
Good times, good times. What'd you think of Xander's killed?
I think he don't have any chones on underneath. That's what I think.
And I think maybe Paul would want to be realistic. I bet if we ask him on Twitter, he'll tell us.
Were you wearing underpants, Paul? He's actually been a little more active on Twitter this last week, so now would be the time, folks. Reach out to him and then also
Ask
tag
if he was
10-4.
wearing any knickers.
Say
Mhm.
we need you to
Yeah.
answer this question that Days for Dummies posed. And then tag all of us and then say, but don't answer it here on Twitter. Reach out to them and then show up on Days for Dummies and
Well,
answer it there.
he can't make that choice, and we can't ask him to do that, or the press pass will be a moot point because the PR at Days will be like, "Why are you trying to go around us to get an interview with our actors?"
Because we don't know what we're doing. Thank you for reaching out to us, Days Press. Now that we're in contact, please give me a step-by-step list on the correct way of doing this, and I will follow those steps with the understood promise and handshake that if I followed said process, the answer will be sure. Let's arrange that.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Also, instruct your actors that if they get a request from the 10th Floor podcast, that if you would prefer that they go through you, that your actors say, hey, can you ask this person? And then I will. We're not that important, okay? We're not that important. We just want to talk to people. We just want to have guests on the show.
Please help us not be dummies anymore.
Please help us not be dummies. We're Days for Dummies. We want to be Days for
Okay.
Smarties.
You
We wanna
guys
be Days for
interviewed.
Sunnies.
You guys interviewed those guys on Days at Day of Days last year. That's not going to help you not be dummies. Come on,
That's true.
please.
That's true. They're even confused.
Well, we were fresh dummies last year. This year we're a little less dumb.
Now we can speak with confidence over a longer period of storyline that they've been in.
Yeah, and we promise we won't call anybody by the wrong name.
I promise. Oh my gosh, I promise you. Jada will be Jada. Chanel will be Chanel. Paulina will be Paulina. Okay? Nobody's going to be accidentally called Portia. I promise you that.
No.
And there hasn't been a Talia to mistake for a long time.
Talia's been gone for a while, hasn't she?
She been gone.
She's been gone for a bit.
And Roman's an Nicole fan, so that's nice. Ellie Cantu is very talented, so that's awesome. I just enjoy her when she's on the screen. I do.
Too.
What other note do I have? Leo always sees something that he shouldn't. This man always just barging in and being like, whoa.
Okay, I
Okay.
have a couple of questions though. Back
Yeah.
to new faces we saw this
Oh,
past week.
yeah. What's up?
Okay. Who is, and I don't remember his name now. I don't remember. Paul, maybe Paul.
Johnson.
John's son with who?
Oh, I can't remember who Paul's mother is.
So
She
Paul
was
is he okay? Now, through the time I've seen, I have seen John Black call kids his kids that aren't his kids.
No, he really is.
Because they're
He
confused.
really is. Okay. So is he John's only biological kid?
No, whatchamacallit? Brady is John's child too.
Brady is John's real child?
Yeah, and so is Belle.
Belle is the super heroine who is the biological child of John and Marlena, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but she's like the
And
only
Brady is the child of John and Isabella.
one. And Paul's mother is
Hold on, I'm getting there.
God. He was immaculately conceived in birth from John.
No.
He is the spawn of Mardevil.
Mardevil.
He's actually the Antichrist.
Oh boy.
Tori Norita.
Never heard of her. Noreen Norita?
So she has not been on the show in a long time.
Yeah, no, she was on she was only on for a few months in 2015 to introduce Paul.
They're just like, we
Oh,
need a new kid for John. We're gonna make a new kid for John, and his name is Paul.
and no one in Salem ever raises their own child. And they always find out about them later, when they're
Whoa.
early adulthood or late teens. That's what it seems like. No one ever raises their own kid.
Yeah, it's a soap. Who does? You know?
Yeah, that's true.
Laura suggests that anyone who's a Paul Telford fan who plays Xander needs to look up The Scotsman. It's a song. Sometimes The Drunk Scotsman. It's very funny. It's on YouTube. So apparently he does some sort of Scotsman thing. But
I have been to Scotland. I saw lots of fellas in kilts there. I stayed there for about a week. Went to sit there for work. I saw lots, and I did ask a couple of them, "You got any britches underneath there?" And he said, "Wouldn't you like to know?"
That you
Wouldn't
can't
know.
ask people that, Mom.
Well, I did. I was a dumb, crazy, stupid American tourist. I can do anything I want.
Because if you ask them when they're drunk, they'll show you.
I didn't really want to see.
I do find that in my very small travels, most of the travels come to me into Los Angeles, that if you act like a innocent, dumb American, they think that you're adorable, like a dumb little puppy dog. And we'll just be like, oh, okay, oh, you don't know anything about the world because you're from the United States. Okay, well, let me tell you. It works out for us. Just play into the stereotype.
It worked.
Nah.
Some of the things we did there were kind of dumb, but because we were stupid Americans, we didn't know.
We didn't know. Give us the haggis.
But so I did buy Matt's seen it. I bought a nutcracker in Scotland that's about, it's about a foot.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have any chones on, and it's correct under the quilt.
Oh, goodness.
It's correct.
Oh, mother.
It's got a tallywhack.
Oh, you. It's got a dingle. It's got a dingle. It's got a dangle. It's got a wangle. All right. It's got a tallywhacker. It's got a who daddy. All right.
It does.
And in addition to all of that, folks, Soapland is coming to Salem.
Oh God, I am so excited. I cannot tell you how much I love Body and Soul.
So they're running with like a full-fledged, real deep story, I guess, when it comes to the soap. I wonder how meta they're going to try to get with it when it comes to like the
Yeah, are they going to cast with people, the actors don't want to continue on this adventure, so they have to recast with people in town, and Johnny's going to end up directing.
So
Johnny will have his job in town.
Yes,
I'm shocked Johnny is not part of that team already.
Well, morning.
Give it a minute. Plus, that parental leave is probably very true for Carson.
All right, I posted the question to Paul Telfer on my Twitter.
Oh,
we'll see what happens.
All right, folks, we'll try to give you the answer right here live.
And last year when we went to Day of Days, I can tell you one thing: the professor was liking herself a little Xander.
And it's so funny too, because he hadn't really done anything for me.
Mm-hmm.
Hadn't really done anything for me until I met him in person, and then I was just
Angela?
like.
And I remember, and Angela even gave me a little elbow, and
I was like, he's I was smitten.
Yeah, look at him, she said.
They're all
uggos. Girl, I'm looking.
Every single one of them don't compare to the handsomeness of the man sitting between you right now.
There you go.
Okay.
You wish you could sport this gray, Paul. You wish you could.
Well, I saw a couple of still photos somewhere. That's from next week, and I can tell from the back it looks like Xander's in the middle of a pitch. Okay, and I'm pretty familiar with that baseball pitch look, and I think he's chucking a highball glass at the picture of his dad. As it looks like he's in like a wind up in a pitch.
Well, I mean, it's all crashing down on like Monday.
Yeah.
Like his mom walks in and she's like,
I knew that mom was going to show up in the back of that church on Friday.
You got to love Bonnie.
Church,
no harm done. I sent the invitation myself.
Oh, Bonnie knew what she was doing. Bonnie was the messiest person at that wedding. Just love her.
She was messy,
just off in a corner, just catting it up with Leo. Oh, don't worry. I sent the invitation. Oh, I didn't throw away the invitation. Well, I did. I did. oh me, oh my. I'm gonna have to rip this
Boy,
wig
and
off and
she
show
looked
you
like
them,
she was-
Gwen.
I can't wait for next week. She's gonna, oh, poor Gwen, not Gwen.
Teresa.
Not
Teresa
even poor
gonna-
Teresa.
She might soil that white dress. She'll be so cute.
Brady's
She'll
gonna
be
have to come
shook
save
up.
her. They're gonna have to, I don't know, because he's flashing back to like the horrible love that they had for each other, I guess. Because he's like, remember that time we got married? Well, we just didn't think about being sober. You know, like we were so off our rocker, we got married. Oh gosh, did they conceive Tate during that time?
Might have. They had a Britney Spears quick wedding, drunken wedding, and weren't smart enough to get rid of it 36 hours later.
Yeah, one of those Britney Spears
Well-
weddings, right? Laura wants to know what Bonnie sent it. Why? Because she found it in the trash can and thought, oh, well, this is a mistake. Let me just throw this in the mailbox. It was
Yeah,
really an
and
innocent
Xander's
thing.
mother.
Yeah, she
Well,
was a-
she's invited.
She had all rights to do that actually because Sarah didn't throw it in the garbage and she knew that.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it was Sarah's idea to invite her in the first place, and Xander agreed. So I don't think Bonnie did anything wrong by getting it out of the trash and sending it.
We've all swept up some sort of something in the past, right? Accidentally thrown it away. I remember there was this one random gift card that we all lost. It was sitting on the island of the kitchen counter, and that was just gone. Just gone one day. The only thing that we could assume was that somebody scooped it up with some bad mail or something.
It's I've thrown away so many things on accident.
Right?
So many things.
Throwaway
I'm
kit.
just like,
Toss. What happened to the
I've been on a
silverware, Mom?
throwaway
Oh,
kick.
I tossed it.
okay,
A throwaway
no,
kit.
that was the
Oh
kid.
my gosh.
It's the kids that throw away the silverware.
Oh, got it.
I saved 2 spoons from going in my garbage just last weekend from my grandchildren.
Yes.
Throwing away their paper plate with a real piece
Of silverware. My
Silverware.
sister-in-law, they have 8 kids. She does it they do it all the time. She's like, Angela, I'm not buying any more silverware in this house. She buys the big industrial packs of. She's like, I'm not bringing another piece of silverware into this house. She tried buying like the bulk restaurant ones.
Mhm.
And she's like, these kids are throwing them away. She goes, in the summer, I come out and I find spoons and knives and forks where the snow melted because they were all playing in the snow with my silverware.
Well, that makes a
She's
little
like,
more
I'm not
sense than
bringing another piece
constantly
of
throwing
silverware
it away.
in this house.
Like after the first paddling, how do they continue to throw it away? I don't understand.
Oh, please. They have 8
Oh.
children. They can't spank them. They're outnumbered.
Oh, there's no paddling. Oh, okay. There was no paddling in
I
my
love that.
house either. I didn't grow up with a paddling. I grew up with the threat of a paddling.
Yeah, I think I swatted my daughter on the butt once in a diaper and maybe tapped a few hands. Never had to with my son, but my daughters, maybe when they were like little toddlers. No, don't touch that.
Yeah.
But I wasn't a spanker.
What really worked out for us is that Granny right here. She had that paint stick, and she did use it on all of us at least one time.
Mm.
And with that actual reality of it happening to us, paired with the threat of I'm going to grab a paint stick, was effective. Never had to come up again.
They knew I was the daughter of the assailants.
One time, one of my, I can't remember which daughter this was, one of my teenage daughters, because I would ground.
Mhm.
That was my thing. You'd ground, take this away, take that away. She'd be like, can't you just spank me and get it over with? No.
No, it wouldn't be
No.
effective since you've asked for it.
Exactly.
Rochelle experienced the same thing. She was just like, no more silver spoons. No.
Yeah. Them kids are throwing them away.
Laura suggests the dollar store.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh,
Well,
I
on
suggest
Amazon, they
quit.
have like,
Get
you
to
can
the
buy a
front,
big
y'all.
pack of like 48 forks for like $5 or something. They're just like
Oh, they're crap.
industrial.
They're
Yeah.
crap. But if the kids are going to wind up throwing
If
them
they're
away,
throwing them away
then
anyway, who cares?
Yeah, you don't need that 10-8, that 8-10 stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You don't need that.
Yeah,
good stuff.
the kids
Nope.
I nanny don't touch. I have kids silverware, but they usually just use the plastic stuff because I'm like, eh.
I hope Xander and
Mhm.
Sarah are listening because this could be the future for Victoria. She's going to grow up with money and a lot of it because Xander's about to find a mess ton of it.
Right. So she's not going to clear her own plate.
But she might have such a distance from the importance of such things that she just might toss things away. with
I know,
her
but she won't be throwing her own things away.
with her half Scottish heritage and her millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't feel not a bit sorry for what's his bucket.
Alex.
Alex, I don't feel a
No.
bit sorry for him at all. And the reason why I don't feel sorry for him is because he's treated Justin like absolute garbage. And not only has been mean to him, but he's been so vicious that he's just absolutely just stomped his heart on purpose
Oh,
on some
yeah.
occasions.
Oh, yeah.
You could see, and Wally Kurth, by the way, you doing really good playing Justin. You might have to give some pointers over to the other character you're playing because you are performing your ass off as Justin. I love it.
What I'm looking forward to is the, everybody finds out, and then Alex and Justin find themselves alone in a room, and Justin explains to Alex just how he made his father feel over the last year.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Justin's gonna take the high road and be his son's daddy.
Oh no, he can still take the high road. I expect him to. But
No,
first,
I don't know. I don't think that he's gonna kick him when he's down. I think he's gonna be.
He's got to say that he was a disrespectful little troll who shoved the wonderful gifts of his life back into the face of the person who gave it to him, who forgot his origins.
I think it's gonna be a very special reunion.
I think I agree with you, Angela. I think Justin is going to give him a lot of grace.
Yeah.
But I also I think he's going to I don't think he's going to let him get off scot-free, but I think he's going to tell him, think about the things you said to me.
Well, I think that could come later.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think it'll be the initial.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to kick him when he's down either. I think he's.
I think that initially
Yeah.
he's just going to be like, "You were never not my son.
No.
In my heart,
Exactly.
I love you. I'm here for you."
But let me tell you about how much of a disrespectful little troll you've been.
No, he's not going to say that part. I mean,
who
he
does
could,
deserve
because it's a
everything
soap
she gets,
opera.
though? She will deserve everything she gets. And I hope she gets sailing out of town. She feels so.
Yeah.
I hope Teresa's gone. And I hope she throws that blonde wig in the garbage, lets down a real hair, and from the airport comes Gwen.
Yeah.
Just does the repeat of the same introduction of Teresa back into Gwen.
God, that would be funny.
That would be good. That'd be good. I need to leave. Oh, Matty, I'm back. Oh, what time it's been in Europe. I heard that you've given the invader back, or the investigator, whatever the hell the magazine is. The Salem Insider.
That's an invader, isn't it?
No, the invader's on General Hospital.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the
Spectator.
Yeah, there we go.
Spectator.
I've heard that Xander gave the Spectator back to Jack. Oh, I'm English.
Her father. Daddy.
Oh,
Daddy,
Jack's her
please
dad
may
too.
I have the paper back?
Jack's her dad too.
Gwen? Yeah.
Oh,
Daddy, please may I have the paper back?
Daddy, I'd like to be the editor-in-chief.
Oh, I didn't know that Jack is her dad.
Well, then, yeah, Teresa's totally on the way out and Gwen's back. That's what's happening. I have no clue. I don't know, Ron.
It's my guess.
Ron, do you have an NDA signed, Ron? Because if you don't, come on, hang out with us on Days for Dummies and tell us everything that's going to happen until April. Huh? You want it?
That's not going to happen.
He doesn't have an NDA. Come on. He probably does.
Well, he probably does have an NDA, but he's still, if he wants to write again.
Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's ready to burn it all down.
He's not old enough for that, is he?
Maybe he's made some wise investments.
I think he needs to take some time off and
Read a couple of books.
regroup and get his creative juices running and go to work somewhere else.
Yeah, it's probably very likely what's going to happen. Him and Michael Easton going to show up in the same soap together. Gwen is Jack's child, says Laura. See that? Laura didn't know either.
Yes.
Laura's a resurrected Days of Our Lives viewer, though. Laura
Yes.
has missed a large portion of time. Well,
Oh,
there you go,
well then,
folks.
Laura, you're just like us.
Hey,
You've
welcome
got a
to
little
Days for
advantage, though.
Dummies.
At least you know a little history. I don't know nothing.
I did want to take a moment, soap opera community. It has been confirmed by a legitimate outlet that Princess Jillian, Esther,
Yes.
is passed away.
Yes.
I saw that
Deadline is now
yesterday.
reporting it. Yeah, there was some confusion about whether it was a legit report or not, but Deadline has now confirmed it. So
Yeah, I saw
51.
her management team actually was the message that I saw, and I took that as legitimate as I possibly
Yeah.
could because it was her management team. So, yeah,
Right.
I guess on Thursday, Esther Terblanche had passed away, 51 years old. I'm not really sure what the circumstances are, but she
They
played.
don't know.
She played.
or they haven't
Jillian.
announced yet.
Yeah. She played.
I do
Jillian,
remember her as Jillian.
All My Children. Yeah, and Jillian and Ryan are actually one of the earliest
Yes.
couples that I can recall in my soap attention.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
Cameron
something that's-
Matheson posted a tribute to her on his
And
Instagram.
I'll say
Oh.
it's a couple that I remember that isn't like a super couple. You know, everybody knows Luke and Laura and Tad and Dixie and, you know, Adam and Brooke
Right.
and all that. But when it came to like Ryan and Jillian, which was not a super couple, just a popular one.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's one that I remember from my youth.
Mm-hmm.
I actually recall watching it and then falling off of AMC as a young teen does, and then coming back and he had been dating Greenlee and they were deep in the romance, and I was like, what happened to Jillian? Where's Jillian? So yeah. Rochelle's sad that it happened. It's tough. It's tough in 2024, especially right now. There's been a lot of deaths in the entertainment and celebrity world. Tons of them recently. I mean, just in the last time we talked about the stars that we've lost,
Yeah.
Bob Newhart and now Esther
Bob
Terblanche
Newhart and
has passed away.
Yeah.
So, whew,
Now we're up to like 7 or 8 in the last 2 weeks.
yeah.
yep, it's quite a bit. It's quite a bit. But hey,
It is.
we're all still here, and we're going to continue to be on Sundays, 9 a.m. live for Days for Dummies, and 11 a.m. for 10
If you just cursed us, I'm haunting you in our afterlife. I'm going to
really
make
don't.
you
I
punish. I'm
sincerely,
going to punish you.
so sincerely, do not believe in any of that.
I'm just saying.
I just,
I'm Italian and I'm Catholic. I do.
there is nothing that I can say that is going to change my fate in the energies
Well, here's the thing.
of the
Is that
universe.
if what you just said changes my fate, I assure you that I will change your fate.
I will be haunted forever.
You will be haunted.
I'd like it if
won't be
Peter Pork
good.
came back. That'd be nice. Didn't Jillian? I don't know. I don't know what happened to Jillian and All My Children. We can speculate about the end of that character on another day. We're wrapping
I think
it up
she
here.
died.
Your class
I
is
think
over.
Yeah,
that
she
character
did.
died.
Probably.
Yeah. They took her off life support, pulled the plug.
Well, there
Yep.
you go. All right, folks, that's it. That's that. The class is over, right? There's no bells. This is college. It's Salem
Yeah.
University. There's no bell. It's just when I'm done. Not even when the professor's done, but when I'm done.
That's true.
I'm trying
He
to
who controls the button controls the world entire.
I'm going to keep my finger over this button.
A man who can find the button. Who'd have thought it?
And I never use it.
I know, right? Never. Isn't that, how it goes?
I never use it. Yeah, that's
gosh.
hilarious, dude.
All right, folks. On that wonderful joke, we're gonna get.
I'm pretty sure your grandmother just stopped smiling in the picture behind you.
No, she is egging
she
him on.
would have fell out
believe
of the
me.
chair
She's
laughing.
egging him on.
She would
Okay.
have. I would have been worried about her because she would get into a hysterical laughing fit in which she could not stop, and it was obviously difficult for her to catch her breath and stuff. And every single time, I was worried that she was just gonna fall over, just pass out because of the depth
You know
of
how
laughter.
kids have that like open mouth cry and don't make any sound? That's how my mom used to laugh. Like, take a breath, take a breath.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
genuine worry sometimes. Anyway. You're welcome, Laura. Continue to come and hang out with us on the 10th floor, and we will give you
Yes,
all of that information that may or may not be true, but we're going to say it anyway.
And come back next week at 9 a.m. for Days for Dummies.
And then hang out with us in about half an hour. Come on back for 10th
I'm
floor
gonna light a
GH.
candle and
There's a lot to talk about on GH, so I got to get out of here and review some notes so I know what I'm talking about. But that's it. Follow us on Twitter at 10th floor GH, Brooklyn 74. It's down there below. You can see it on the video layer. Give us a follow on the socials. Petty Prattle, all of that. Angela promised to write articles and stuff, so keep your eyes open for that. And
Yes.
we'll see you in half an hour. I've been Matt.
I've been Kat.
I've been Angela with Matt and Kat.
And we'll see you soon. Goodbye.